Okay, I'm back. Walking on sunshine. It was a gorgeous day out there today. Cold though, really cold. I went to meet my friend at Benjamin's Bodega, and um, she was giving me some paperwork that I needed for taxes and stuff. And I was telling her how I was diagnosed with ADHD last year. And we started talking about how that has affected me in my workplaces. So it just kind of dawned on me a little bit about my story. Um, in 2003, I graduated from funeral services out of Humber College in Ontario, and I started working at Gilchrist Chapel, McIntyre and Wilkie Funeral Home as a funeral director. And I absolutely loved my job. I was able to help people. I was able to use the scientific part of my brain with embalming. I got to spend time kind of on my own when I was doing the embalming and stuff, and I got to spend time with the public and help guide them through services and what was required for them within their means, and to make the their loved ones' memory um, as much as much as we could. And uh, I was very detail orientated, which I always have been, but I realized that I I was no longer employed there after over 20 years. Um, and I kind of realized that I don't have a lot of tolerance for errors, and I don't know. Um, Maybe that's why it's sometimes difficult for me to work closely with others that mm, um, I have a hard time not pointing out if things aren't done correctly, like spelling errors or, the flow of obituary or whatever. And that could make me appear to be not a team player, but I am. And my next position um, as an assistant manager and then acting operations manager at a pickleball place, I left because I was not included in decisions that were being made about the department that I was in, and I was asked to do very detailed cleaning, and which I'm a very good cleaner, but as a manager, I felt that my skills were better utilized being, a manager and not a full time cleaner. Absolutely, I would have no problem pitching in and helping out, but being not included in meetings or decisions and things like that just felt very like I wasn't doing enough. I never felt like I was enough. And my next job, also with pickleball, indicated kind of some of the same behaviors that I wanted everything to go well because I wanted the place to succeed. I wanted to help that happen. Um, I acted like the owner's money and reputation and everything was mine as well. I Not that I thought their money was mine, but I wasn't frivolous or anything like that. But work, I would bring my work home because I never felt like I was doing enough. Um, and if I expected more from staff, it was because that's what I expected of myself. I felt like I always had to tell my bosses what it was that I had completed that day because I didn't feel like they were seeing my value and I was afraid of losing my position. Um, and 2 weeks before I lost my position, I was told that my position was um, secure because, they didn't want to train anybody else. But again, maybe it was my inability to let things go, and I wanted everything to be right. So I took work home constantly and did more and more and more at home because I just felt like I wasn't doing enough. If I completed one task, it was like, oh, well, I'm lazy, or they're not going to see my value if I just leave it at that. And now looking back, now that I've been diagnosed with ADHD, a lot of those traits are consistent with someone, surviving with ADHD and not having the tools or um, accommodation or um, support to use use my abilities to everyone's best advantage. So now that I'm looking back on things, I honestly believe that growing up, I probably had ADHD. It was not a diagnosed um, um, disorder, I guess, condition at that time. You were just labeled as busy or disruptive, can't keep your hands to yourself, can't sit still, all of those other things that uh, now seem like that's almost everybody. And, accommodations are made, and teachers are gentler with the way each student is taught. Not not completely in the public system, absolutely in places like Montessori that uh, that want to foster learn at their own pace sort of thing. And I honestly believe that with the patience and guidance, um, I would have been able to harness a lot of my energy and be able to focus on certain things, which I did start doing, as I mentioned before, when I started sports. But if you're out there, you think this might be something that you are just dealing with every day. Your mind doesn't shut off. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning still, and my mind just starts. I start thinking about a project and what I might do with it. And then that jumps to, I got to get my taxes all together. And that jumps to, where did I put those papers? And then that jumps to, do I have appointments tomorrow? And my mind, it's really hard to shut back off. And that's ADHD. It's also part of our Gen X lost generation that um, women, menopause, looking after the kids and then looking after parents and having the work ethic and life home ethic that we have burns us out. And, you you put other things on top of that, and it just snowballs. So I just wanted to take a minute to say to anyone who's feeling like that, you're not alone. And let's chat about it. What do you find is your biggest challenge through the day? Is it, getting things done? Is it focusing on one item? Is there something that you find has worked well for you that you would like to share with others? I'd be happy to hear any and all suggestions. So I am going to get back downstairs because I went and looked at some artisan shops today, and now I'm all excited and I have to do some more research. So I will see you later. Take care.